In case you're just tuning in. Once again, I would like to welcome you to Red Shoes Billiards. This is Tom Karabotsos. Just got back from New Jersey. Played in the World's Straight Pool Championships, where you had a lot of great players from all around the world playing. Right now, we're here at Red Shoes Billiards in Alsip, Illinois, just a suburb of Chicago, Illinois. Bringing you a great one-pocket tournament. There's 28 players. A lot of great Midwestern players are playing. Today, for your pleasure, we got Jeff Carter, longtime top player from Wisconsin, Beloit area, playing against a local favorite known as Jet. Jeff Carter breaks the balls. He seems to have done a nice job. Cue balls near the side rail. He would like to come up maybe a little further up on the side rail and froze to it, leaving a much harder shot for his opponent. For those of you that are one-pocket novices, each player gets the pocket, and the opening break, whoever wins the flip or the lag chooses which pocket he wants to break to. So the object of the game is very hard to make a ball in the break, so you're trying to push as many balls over to your side as possible, so if you get an open shot, you can run out easily. Therefore, because the break is such a powerful first shot, the person answering the break usually has to do something like Jet just tried, where he's moving a lot of balls and pushing the cue ball toward the pocket, and he was fortunate there not to scratch. He got a little closer to that corner than he would like to. Jeff looks like he's going to bank the two-ball cross corner at a slow pace, leave him on the rail.
I'm gonna sit in with you. I gotta do this match. You know.
Joining us once again is Freddy Betna-Vagna from Chicago, Illinois.
I'm gonna turn the mic on.
He's a very fine one-pocket player, and he knows a little bit about how these guys play some one-pocket. I must admit, I am a novice at this game.
Okay, Tommy. I was gonna take a little break, but I can't pass up a chance to do a game with you, and especially with the game itself, Jet and Jeff.
Jeff just made a nice bank to his pocket. One more bank here, and he'll be behind the balls.
He made it with authority. Look at this. Jesus, it was the game. He fired the first ball in with real authority, and then I think he got a little careless on that next one. Now, the Hound is a grinder. He don't give up, tries hard. He puts fingerprints in the slate. You know, he's recovering from chemotherapy, radiation, operations, lung cancer.
His first day out of the hospital, I'm sure he came straight to the pool hall. You know, once some of these guys, you know, a good road player once told me, he said, "Tommy, this pool is like drugs." He goes, it's stronger than heroin. Once you get good at it, you can't ever give it up.
That's for sure, boy. I'm 70, and I'm still as enamored as I always was. Jet's coming along pretty good health-wise. You know, he's improving and getting better every day, getting stronger. And I like to see him get into top shape for Derby City and give that one more run. Now, this is just a kind of a pass shot that Jeff shot there. You know, didn't get much done, especially if he could see was that the 15 ball or 11 ball?
And by pass, Freddy means sometimes you just want to see if your opponent does something stupid, so you just don't try an overly aggressive shot, and you just pass it to him and see what he does.
Yeah, kind of a neutral turn at the bet. You ain't trying to win, you ain't trying to lose. You're just sort of buying some time to see what happens next. Maybe something better will present itself.
Now Jeff knows about enough about one pocket to realize you have to leave the cue ball on the rail whenever you're going to a rail. If you can freeze the cue ball to the rail, you limit your opponent's options in cueing the ball and how he can answer.
That's a
shots.
very good point, Tommy. Guys just shoot it away and they don't realize that 1 extra inch on that rail just is strong. That's what Cincinnati Clem, when I was a kid, I watched him play. And what he could do, what he was great, is he's playing on a 5x10. Now he's going to just shoot a ball away from a guy's pocket, and he's like 9 feet away. And he'd shoot the ball away, and the cue ball would walk forward an inch or two and freeze to the rail, okay? Phenomenal shot. I mean, and he did it to where it's, I guess he's trying to do that because that's, he didn't just shoot it away. A lot of guys shoot it away, and they leave the ball 2 inches off the rail, and the opponent's got a million options. But he'd shoot it away, and the cue ball would stop and then turn over and drizzle forward and then freeze to the rail. You do that by a stop stroke, center ball, and maybe, just a tiny hair above center with speed. Just a tiny, a quarter ball above center ball.
Which could be considered a stun shot. You stun it through just a little bit.
A stun with just a kind of a release. Release it forward, to drizzle forward. It's a great shot. He did it in a 5x10, man. It was brutal.
What I've realized in the little bit that I've been playing serious one pocket lately is how important these little touch shots are and how beautiful the game is when you look at it in that respect, and how every shot you want to just walk the cue ball a couple inches, it's very difficult to do.
Yeah, it'll catch up to your opponent in the long run. If you just keep putting them on the rail, on the rail, on the rail, not close to the rail, but on the rail, it's kind of cumulative, After a few games, he knows he's going to be there all the time. It's very discouraging.
Right now, the balls seem to be playing up table, and I think the best banker is going to have the advantage if the balls get up the table.
I think he's playing a combination or a kiss bank here. Yeah.
Good call, Fred.
Get it real good, too. Although, he let the cue ball go. We called Jet the Hungry Howler on his first original nickname was Jet Johnson. But he's been rechristened the Hungry Hound because when he used to get a game for money, he wanted to eat the opponent. You know what I mean?
That was good speed on that cross corner bank. It would have been left hanging should he have not hit the pocket.
Jet don't mind just shooting this away and sitting there with that couple ball lead now. 7, 10, 12. What's he got? 3 balls? 2-1. 2-1 lead. See, a guy like Jet's happy with a 2-1 lead. As long as he's got the lead.
You got 2?
He's got plenty of patience with a 2-1 lead.
Jeff tried to knock balls up the table and then bring the cue ball down to the short rail. And one of the balls went in the side pocket. Now he's left the bank for Jet. Classic one pocket mistake.
He didn't pull the cue ball away either. He left the cue ball real high. He didn't pull it down the table.
And that's why you want to pull the cue ball back to the short rail to avoid any bad luck.
The Hound is going to eat up them freebies.
A game of patience. Jet right now is just waiting for a couple easy shots and 2 mistakes, 3 balls.
He just nothing. He didn't do anything. He just nothing. Didn't try to do anything. Going to protect that lead. Got one and going to protect it now. Because Jeff definitely ain't going to make a ball on that shot.
This time Jeff brought the cue ball back down the table. Jeff's unable to
Just
shoot
gonna lag this.
one of those straight backs because of that ball hanging on the rail. So he shot that ball up out of an offensive position so he can
Jimmy, we're
start
on the air.
banking back to
Oh,
his
not
pocket.
I said we was on the air there. Jeff tried to do this, but he did leave this straight back. It's just kind of a freak that he did, but got away with it. He left it a tough angle anyway, but did leave where it was possible to go. Looks like Jeff's got a 9-ball shot here.
Yeah, there was a little bit of double kiss on that straight back and left Jet a shot.
Well, Jet's going to take it free as the breeze, even though he missed it. He did not leave that 15 out there. For that 11 ball. Available. Can the 5-ball go? Maybe it can. Jets know.
Jeff's going to try to put it close and leave him on the other ball.
Very good shot there. Okay, that's what you do in them spots. I think he left him the 10-ball.
You're absolutely right, Fred. And looks like he's got an angle where he might have left the 10 ball. If he has, just going to try again to put the cue ball back on the opposite rail so he doesn't sell out if he hangs up the 10.
Okay, he rolled it on home. And you see he left it pooty safe. I just lock this up, want to roll this in. He don't care about where the cue ball goes. He just wants to lock it up. Lock that key, you know. Now we'll take this bank. This is a a funny kiss here, but believe me, he'll beat it. He's got to dig pretty good with the English, inside English. No, he took outside. A different path. Well, he's eating up the freebies.
Yeah, just starting to get a little confident now, having gotten all these shots early on and having the lead.
Probably try to get behind that 14 now. Just hit it low. And, oh, he's dabbing it now a little bit. Well,
Jet needs 1 ball, and you got to try to shoot the out ball here. The worst you can do is leave it by your pocket.
Hey, he underhit it. Would have gone too. He had it tailor-made to go. He needs 1, 3, 6, 7. Jeff just going to cross this, just maybe a hair of left-hand English. Put the cue ball in a horrible place for Jet. Wonderful place for Jeff.
And he has 2 balls by his pocket, which makes it more difficult to play safety.
Now you see, he didn't do anything crazy because there was nothing available. That's the smart shot. Put it in, give him a ball. What's the big deal? To try to get that ball out of there and clear that pocket would have been. I'm saying I couldn't find a shot that would do it, and not from the end rail. Jeff's just going to ship him back up table.
Yeah, if we were to liken my knowledge of 1 pocket to Master Freddy over here, would be a PhD professor and a college student.
Oh, all right, Tommy.
Maybe I'm in my 3rd year at college. So I'm looking forward to learning a few things this match, and that's why I agreed to sit in here with Freddy. How could I pass this up?
I just wish I could shoot pool balls and run them nice patterns like you do when you get a shot. Of course, you had an advantage now. You did spend a lot of time with Dallas West, okay? The great Dallas West, who runs balls as pretty as this Moscone. He just pours balls into the pocket. Jeff just went up in the air. I don't know. He's not geared up for a game like this. You know, grind out the game and try to suffer through one ball at a time against a guy like Jet.
Now, there's absolutely no reason not to take an angle and protect your cue ball a little bit rather than just shoot a stop shot knowing that you're going to sell out 2 balls for sure. One pocket is played with the utmost caution.
Okay, first game the Jet win it easy, and looks like his stroke is in pretty good shape.
Now, Jeff Carter broke the first game, and it's Jet's turn. You alternate the breaks in one pocket because of the strength of the game. Jet's going to turn around and rack his own balls. I think that's a nice rule to have when you're playing one pocket or 10 ball. You really can't make balls dead for yourself to go on to break in any of those games where, I don't like it where players rack for themselves in 9 balls sometimes. It's so easy to make the wing ball dead each time, but when you're playing 8 ball or 10 ball, you can rack your own balls. I think it's great. Not that I've seen any players try to make that corner ball on purpose.
I like to rack your own balls in one pocket because every time when I gamble for money, they wouldn't let me do that for very long. We always went back to rack for the other guy. And I just wanted to give myself a good rack, that's all.
Yeah, I've seen through the years a lot of players twist a rack on you, Freddy, or try to do some loosen a ball to take away a lot of that break power.
Funny angle here. He's going to try to shoot the 10 and into the deuce and knock them both away. The angle is not exactly great. You got to hit this real good. No, he ain't going to do that. He did this. That's okay.
First, he stuck the cue ball very nicely there. If you don't stick the cue ball, you might have rolled up and gave away that one ball that's sticking out on your side of the rack that you might be able to get a shot at.
He gets careful to come up, make sure he don't get to see the 10 ball. It don't look like much, but he's still a move up on Jeff at this point. That's the whole the one pocket. You got to stay the move up on your opponent. Move up means he's playing defense. He's forced to play defense like that. That's just a defensive shot. He didn't do anything to help his own situation except just keep you from thriving. Now Jet's going to go to the
two-rail bank and
he might kick it. He might kick it, which he did.
And again, all you want to do is get it on your side of the table, maybe block the ball closest to you, which he accomplished very well.
Well,
Jeff looks like he's playing a kiss shot rather than a cut shot here. Very nicely done. Had right-hand English on the ball so he could come up to the other side of the rack.
Very good.
Just like a straight pool player might do. Funny thing about one pocket is you got to move, and then you get an offensive shot, and you got to be able to flip the switch and become a run-out machine all of a sudden. Some guys can do that better than other guys. But I don't care how well you run out. If a guy keeps you in prison and doesn't give you shots to shoot at for long periods of time, it makes it a lot tougher to jump up there and run out. Here he's just going to try to hit the 8 ball and knock out a few balls like the 6 and the 14. He drew back out a little harder rather than glance off him, but the balls are open, but he might have gotten... Yeah, he got a bad roll there and got behind the 5 ball that doesn't go.
Now, the Hungry Hound is not in real bad shape if he can just maintain this position some kind of way. His balls are laying real good, but I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's got to try to maintain this position. Well, he didn't do it. It's tough to do what he tried to do. He wanted to get up and hide him from that 11 ball.
Without hitting it too hard and selling out, and ended up hitting a little soft and let him see the closest ball near his pocket.
I guess he can't. I guess he
Which
did
I'm
block him.
surprised.
This is a bad shot. This shot's not worth. You can't do something like this. He's being real aggressive. He's showing no respect for Jet. It's not a good shot.
Yeah,
You
he
can't
left.
leave a guy that you got the lead and you give the guy, leave him with six balls in front of his pocket. You don't do that.
Yeah, that was a terrible shot, and he didn't even get the bank close to his pocket.
You know, you don't do that. I mean, you've got the lead. You're going to just give the guy, take a marginal shot, then leave the guy. You got to play, it's defense now. Give a guy a chance to get off 6 balls. And see what happens. The pool gods help
Jeff
Jet out.
got a favorable kiss there, and
Jet
he
doesn't run the
could
balls
get some
great,
more balls.
but the balls are laying. They're wide open, man.
Yeah, in case
Stop.
he gets a little bit of a jelly roll like that and falls into a shot, he will run a lot of balls on you. You get that 6-ball run, or really put a hurt in it.
Just take the, what is that?
The
4
two,
ball.
the 4. You
Take
should
the
just
4,
stop
go
the
to
ball
the
and
2-5, and that's it. Unless this combination, you don't need the combination.
shooting a 6-ball, and now he's got to roll up, and it's a tough shot off the end rail, and he gave Jeff
Jeez,
the shot.
Terrible. Yeah, just stop the 4 and then 2-5 and go by shot. Like I say, that's one of Jet's weaknesses. We haven't really worked on that, is running the ball, and kisses and combinations and stuff like those little trick shots that Jeff Carter is well aware of. Jeff does know them.
As you saw when he executed that billiard shot to get his run going. Jeff is shooting jacked up, or he's actually shooting a possible push shot. So Jeff called over to the referee, pool room owner, John
This
Lavin.
joint, it's a foul. Them shots are foul in here. They're very, 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 very strict about fouls in here when you're close to a ball.
I guess all he's asking for is whether the cue ball goes through half a ball length or not when you're shooting the ball, because sometimes they'll let you push a little bit, but I think that's the only rule in pool right now that needs to be defined in all the games.
Oh, I agree with you, Tommy. I agree, because I played it 88 different ways wherever we play. But I do know in this place, they are really very, very strict about it.
Yeah,
And if you're in front of them, if you're close to it, unless you're froze to it, and if you're cue ball's headed in the same direction, it's going to be a foul. You can't beat it. Well, Jet's getting another chance. Now let's see if he remembers how to shoot the 10 and then the 4 and then the 2. Okay? Without going for a... That's all. Okay. Well, he went too far.
again, sometimes being straight in on a ball isn't always what you want. You'd much rather leave it angled so you can play position. Jet's going to go for the lower ball.
Yeah,
we would have been up table, and again, the
That's it. You wanna get to
2-5,
the-
you're
Tommy
wide
understands
open.
that. The straight pull knowledge is you get to the top of the balls as soon as you can, whenever it's available.
And you work your way down. This way you can get all the balls if you play position for the furthest ball. A little bit too much English.
You should have just went high, man. High and go. Even if you go past it, instead of trying to get perfect on the deuce, even if you go, just make sure you go past it, and maybe you'll have the 1.
Even
too
if
far.
he ran into the 1 ball there, he could have banked something cross corner. He definitely didn't think that shot out.
Right. There's certain things you have to do that are, I don't know how to explain. You play it to the maximum side. There's the plus side.
Sort of like when you're cutting a ball in the side pocket, you're going to hit the outside of the pocket, which gives you the best chance for that ball to drop in. If you hit the inside of the pocket and you touch the rail at all, you have no chance of making the ball. So give yourself that little extra leeway on shots. And a lot of times when you're playing position, you also want to do that. You want to give yourself a leeway.
Chet played a real careless shot on Jeff, and he gave him a chance, and you can't give somebody a chance like that. Shot was much too careless. It's very
uncharacteristic of Jet to just shoot the ball like that.
Just shoot up in the air, give him a give up. He was mad because he got where he got. That was the problem. He was upset with himself for not getting all the way out.
Yeah, Jeff, if you noticed before he shot that last ball, he looked to see if the 3-ball went, which is the furthest ball. That way he could have worked his way down. When he saw it didn't go, then he played shapes for the 12-ball. And then you got to work your way back up after he gets position on the lower ball.
You're going to go for the lower ball here, right, Tommy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's guaranteed. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's an automatic type position. Just roll the ball in the pocket.
Yeah, it's guaranteed to go. The other one, you might get a funny angle. You know. That's the key is with the shot selection here. You know, it's not rocket science, but it is a science. And knowing which way to go.
I believe the score is about 6-5. I'm not sure if it's in favor of.
Might be. I think Jet might have 7.
Yeah, it might be 7-4. Yeah, Freddy had to get up to look, but I can see from here my eyes are still a little younger. Thanks, Freddy. Again, Jeff Carter had a good opportunity there to get out. You know, would have been banking the 1-ball for his case ball there.
Well, the Hound is shooting at his
favorite shot.
Lunch. Totally free. He choked it a little bit too much. He hit a little too hard.
Do you like trying to hold up this cross corner, Freddy, or do you think it's...
Oh, yeah, sure. It's no problem. Don't even need English on this shot.
Jeff put a little English on the shot, shortened it up, and hit inside the pocket and sold out there. Again, he wasn't really thinking of his cue ball a lot.
2-0 Jet.
Which is the real secret of one pocket. You have to understand the cue ball is the most important ball 99% of the time. Whether you're pocketing a ball and playing position, or whether you're just moving and trying to hide. Okay, Jeff Carter gets to break the 3rd game. He's going to have to get the momentum back. He's given it all to Jet so far. A good break would help him here.
Well, that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, 2 balls in strong position right there.
That's a monster. If the cue ball's up a little higher, that 9-1, the kiss off the 9 into the 1 would be real strong. But the cue's a little too low. He tried. The
ball came back at him after the kiss rather than up the table.
Jeff landed in trouble here. The ball's wide open line. Worst possible place.
A little nonchalant again.
Doesn't have a rhythm, as far as I can see.
I think he should just roll this ball in and shoot the bank cross corner rather than try to force follow and get out of there and miss the ball.
Well, you were 100% right in your observation. You see, he compounded his error.
And it's different. If your opponent were to leave you that shot, you could shoot it with reckless abandon and you feel good about it. But when you leave yourself in a bad position with a shot,
Very good. See, that's the psychology that people don't understand. That is involved and is important in pool psychology. What happened before? Why are you there? And what's the circumstances? It determines everything. You know, the fact that's a tremendous observation, Tommy. People gotta realize that. If he left you there, it's his mistake. Now you feel completely different. You know that wow, I've got an opportunity. When you leave yourself there, it's a completely different. What do they call it?
mental state or predicament at that point. What you have to do in those spots is change your mind how you're going to play a shot. Like I said, roll it in, bank the other ball across corner, bring it back. If I leave myself a tough cut down the rail when I should have been straight in on the ball, I don't want to shoot that tough cut. I'd rather bank cross corner and try to cut it in. When I'm playing 9-ball. But if my opponent leaves me that cut shot, I just cut it in all day long.
That's a tremendous observation. Believe me, that's strong. And people don't realize there's plenty of psychology in this game.
Especially playing one pocket. Everybody talks about you play pool, you play the table. In one pocket, you definitely play your opponent. And I think you play your opponent in all the games, to be honest with you. There's a lot
say
of
that too. I've survived on psychology. Okay, I sure never shot the balls in. I win most of my games on psychology, sharking, whatever. You know what I mean?
I'm a definite witness to Freddy's ball pocketing lack of prowess there.
Okay.
Although he does pocket the balls pretty good playing bank pool. That was a little different story and make a lot of good shots there.
Yeah, Jet come underneath this, no good. So he's going to give him a free shot at the 7. He wasn't paying attention. He let the cue ball underneath this 7 ball so he can bank it back. He should have rolled it forward a few inches off the rail so he couldn't make this bank.
Yeah,
it's a free bank.
Yeah, you hit it with low left-hand English and spin the ball out. Fortunately, he didn't cut it into the rail at all to have a chance to make it. And the speed was terrible. He's supposed to leave that 7 ball by your hole.
Should be hanging in the pocket. It's a real big shot. Real big shot to get.
You can't get between the point where you're aggressively trying to pocket the ball and laying it up. You're sort of no man's land at that point. If you're going to go for aggressive shot, then go ahead and fire it in.
Yeah, that's what he used was medium speed.
Exactly.
See, to me, that's one of the worst speeds there is in the game, medium speed. I figure either pocket speed, which is easy, soft speed, easy pocket speed, or hard, all out, firm, all out. Medium speed is something, well, I don't want to hit it too easy. I don't want to hit it too hard. So you're kind of that's
good
a
point.
Good shot. See, Jeff he does know those shots, so he's dangerous with that stuff.
Yeah, he knows all the kiss shots from playing a lot of straight pool.
And Jet doesn't. We haven't ever worked on that. We only worked on bank pool. So that's a big hole in his game.
Don't show him too much, Freddy. He asks me to play every time he sees me.
So far, he's left him 2 of those. Jet has left Jeff 2 of those, and Jeff has made them both. Well, it's one of those days. The 6 ball went into the twilight zone.
He ran into the ball. He wanted to get a little straighter on his object ball and hit the 6 ball a little thinner than he wanted to. It's bad luck, though. It shouldn't get tied up for you in that shot. Nice 3-rail bank speed. I don't know if Jack could spin this bank cross corner. If he can see it.
He's looking at it like it goes.
He's banking the 11 back ball on the short rail. Now, Freddie, on that bank, do you have to hit the point of the pocket to
No.
make a turn back?
Not really. You can turn it with.
The right stroke.
Well, you can see what the guys don't. But I turn it with it. I turn it with a little right hand English, not left, which is. I just use the cut itself, and the right hand doesn't work against you. Left hand will actually kind of make it go the opposite way. You understand by right hand English?
Yeah,
One
that
tip,
seems
not
like
two
that.
tips.
It seems like the opposite
Well,
of what
that's
you would
not
do.
true. Okay, I know it does, but if you put left hand at that angle that you're cutting it, you're going to get nothing on it. You're going to get no help.
Another great secret that you would get with Freddy's DVD, or if you read his book, that you got here for nothing today, folks.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Be careful, Freddy. Don't give up too much here.
All right. Jet is looking for another kiss shot here. Looks like maybe is that it? Well, he kissed it into
just
the.
shot a ball in for Jet, unfortunately. Looks like 6-4 in favor of Jet. 5 balls on the table.
I don't know what Jet's going to do here. Looks a funny. He went all out on that. I didn't like that.
He tried the old bank combination shot. He was fortunate he got 2 dead balls on the end rail.
Nah, that's no good.
But he left the cross corner.
You either got to make it or you're going to leave a cross corner unless you hit the lottery.
Once again, Freddie shows that was a bad shot. Jeff made the bank, and now he may make another bank, but he will get rid of that ball in the process. Six to 6. Now, this part of the game, I would think, is the most crucial. In one pocket that's 6-6, 7-7. There's a lot of maneuvering.
What's Jeff going to do, Jeff?
You're not allowed to make any mistakes here.
I know how to make this shot. Jeff, I've made this on Jeff. You can bank this ball straight back. You got to elevate. Left hand loaded with left hand English, elevate. It'll be this way. The 10 ball, when it hits that bottom rail, is spinning. You can hit it. You can hit it near the counters are, and it'll break 90 feet to the right.
Wow.
It's a trick shot. You're close enough that you can execute it. Far away, it's forget about it. But when you're right on top, then it's easy. About a 30-degree elevation, maximum left-hand English.
Freddie's saying when you're close to the ball, you can put more spin on it than you can when the ball's far away.
With accuracy, that's another thing.
That's the big point. That's the main point. You have a lot more accuracy when you're close to that ball also.
Here's a shot. I don't know. The guys shoot this on me. You got to hit it absolutely perfect. You're froze on the rail dead straight. You might knock the 12 in. You might hit the 7, knock it on the guy's side. He ain't going to try it. That's brilliant. That's the right thing to do. I see guys, they see the bank as possible, they go ahead and shoot it. Sure, it's possible, but it's not.
Yeah, a lot of times you knock one in the side pocket, another one by your opponent's pocket, giving him 2 balls in the game.
That's a monstrous shot he just shot. See, that's the most dangerous ball. That ball by the side pocket, you got to move it. At the end of the game, if the guy's got a ball by the side pocket, on his side, it's a very powerful weapon because it's hard to move it. Because the side, there's so many ways you can scratch, you can't move it. If you get any opportunity to move that ball like Jet just did, you got to take it. Because it's standing there just blocking anything you might be trying to do. Because you can shoot it in his pocket, and you can't shoot it away. This shot is a stiff. He's just careless now. He ain't thinking.
Yeah, he not only left Jeff Carter a straight back, but if he makes it, he would have a cut shot back in his pocket. No reason to do that in that situation.
No, he's in real deep trouble because if he rolls at the 6, he's going to leave the 10. Now, you got to do something here. You got to think about what you're doing here, Jet. This shot is a stiff.
3 rails in his pocket.
It's a stiff. You got to think about what you're doing. You just can't get up and shoot. I don't know what this is. You can't just shoot and hope that something's you're gonna be favored by the Lord?
And left across corner, Jeff can tighten up. A little
Yeah,
inside English.
Jeff knows that shot. You can't just do that stuff. You got to think it through. There's a solution. You just got to keep thinking.
I mean Jet didn't want to give a straight back up, so I ended up giving a cross corner up.
Right.
Got to think a little further past.
I mean, if the obvious isn't no good, then you got to keep looking. You'd be surprised what you'll come up with if you have to. He's still alive, though.
And a lot of times, I don't know, but Buddy Hall gave me a tip in one pocket. And he said, when you're in the worst possible situation you've ever thought you've been in, he goes, always look for the simplest thing to do to get out of it. Like it's probably rolling up with the ball. It might be taking a scratch. You got to really look for something that can be executed simply.
Well, now Jet's got a real good chance. You got a ball on his side. If he can get this ball out of here, it's not a tough kick. You got it's laying. You got to spin it soft spin. There you go. Soft spin, soft. Hard. You could scratch. Nice. He's only like a 7-5 dog here, maybe less than that, with the way the balls are laying. See, I wouldn't have done that. Now you see what he almost left him a 2 in the corner. I'm going to pull him down in a way. We talked about that before. He left him off the rail and 2 feet closer than he should be. See what I'm saying? Pull it down.
Yeah, and if the 10 didn't go right there, Jet might have been able to do a 3-rail bank because he can control the cue ball being so close.
Hello. Hey, hello.
Jeff hit that ball a little bit too hard, leaving a cross corner. Free shot for Jeff Carter if he has good speed on this ball.
Hello?
Again, Jet's really not looking at that rail first, cutting it down the rail. He needs 2 balls, so he wants to put both balls in play, and he's going to thin the 12 and probably come back to the end rail. Again, a smart shot. You get another ball on your side of the table. It's a little hard to protect the 2-rail bank here. If you shoot the 13. If you shoot the 12 ball, then you're hard to protect the straight in on some kind of cut shot on the 13. Jeff has to put that 13 in play here and not leave a shot. Tried the 2-rail shot. He hit it very well. Took a chance of scratching.
I didn't like that shot.
I lost a lot of money shooting that shot.
Well, he goes 2 in the side, too. You hit it better, he goes 2 in the side. Or you scratch. Or you can get underneath the 10. He needs a miracle here, and he got it. He's shooting the shots that don't go, and he ain't thinking them through. See? These shots don't go. The shot ain't on, to do what he's trying to do. And yet he's still trying to do it. This, you can go for this. You can go for this. You go for this. And it finished him off. You got to use your brain, man. You got to think. Neither guy is doing much thinking, I got to be honest with you. They're just shooting at this.
Yeah, they're both seeming to be just shooting, trying to get loose as far as their shooting stroke and not really playing tight one pocket yet.
We're broadcasting.
It could tighten up at any point now.
What size you wear? Medium? Large. What kind of large you wear?
Jet is racking the balls. He's racking his own balls.
I got a lot of larges. Slide me the 20, not just make sure nobody takes your.
Non-negotiable?
You know what I mean?
Nothing negotiable.
I mean negotiable. I'm here.
Man, we go back 45, 50
What's
years.
that mean?
Come on, motherfucker. You know I'm your man.
What's that mean? Okay.
Well, it looks like Jed is switching pockets this time, breaking the balls. Maybe he learned something about that pocket and likes it for some reason. A little better. When you break the balls in one pocket, you don't want to break it to the good pocket. What the good pocket is, I'm not exactly sure what that means. Freddie, would you like to tell us?
Yeah, well, assuming that both pockets are the same size, and if you're going to bet your money on a pool table, it would be wise to go take two balls and stick them in each pocket. And because I've played on tables that where one pocket is like a half inch bigger than the other, you don't even pay attention to it. Hold on. Hello.
One good tip there. And first check the pocket size. After you check the pocket size for Freddie, what would you do next?
Well, assuming that both pockets are about even, now what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're playing that you're breaking to the side of the table where the ball will roll in towards the long rail, not away from the long rail on your side. It's a tremendous advantage. Because what could happen is the ball, you roll a ball to your pocket, it can hit the long rail, and then go down to the bottom rail, then kind of make a turn and go back towards your pocket. When the ball rolls away from the pocket, you don't get any help, it just pulls it away from your pocket. It makes straight backs a lot more difficult. It makes balls easier to collect because the table is slanting that way.
And again, it's very important because many times you got to hit that straight back with pocket speed where you want to hang the ball up. And if you're making a few of those pocket speed balls, it's much easier if the table rolls in your favor as opposed to against you.
If it rolls in, the pocket speed, will help you. The roll in will help you if you hit it pocket speed. The roll in the roll out does not help you if you hit it. As a matter of fact, it'll work against you and pull the ball out of the pocket. Jeff left himself open for this because he tried to put him underneath that ball that he shot when he played. He got him underneath there, but he didn't realize all he's got to do. Got to think of what's the guy going to do after I leave him there? What's he going to do? Well, it's as simple to go across the ball and stick him back in the stack. We left him a perfect angle to do that.
Jeff did some smart back. He took a scratch.
Three in the corner.
Bob Hunter
one of
is
the
playing.
worst shots in the game. He shot it. Bobby Hunter playing Johnny Zach. Just watched it. He whistled it in. I mean, with no protection, he shot it in three in the corner. 1, 2, 3, off the bottom rail. Now he come with a 9-foot straight back. Unbelievable. And he won the game with it.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's strong. When you don't really know the game, you don't know what's bad.
And if you don't know the game and you're playing in a one-pocket tournament, sometimes the best thing to do is just shoot at your hole very aggressively all the time.
Yeah, sure.
And these guys that get a big spot, they know that. If they're going to 3, they're just firing at their pocket because all they got to do is make one of those flyers and they'll get their 3 balls. Hopefully these guys, you're playing a guy that doesn't know that and he's a little scared and he's trying to move with you. Jeff's shooting a straight back, drawing his cue ball back. Again, it didn't seem like a very good shot.
What was going to happen there? That's okay. He made it. Then what? And he didn't make it. Then what? You should give him out. You can't just do that.
He left a 2-rail bank where if Jet makes it, he's behind the balls.
Jet's going to pull it a little bit.
He tried to leave him.
And he made it.
In the rack. He got fortunate and made the ball and he has possession. It would have left the cross corner otherwise. You know, if Jeff was a straight pool player, he might find like not a dead ball in the rack, but a ball that's on that you can manipulate a little bit to go in. Straight pool players, know the rack, and whenever I break the ball or Dallas West breaks the balls in straight pool, they're always looking immediately for dead balls in the rack. They're all the time. You'd be surprised how many times you find a ball.
He wasted his inning there. Could have went behind the ball. He's just careless. This is careless shooting there. Just not paying attention today.
Yeah, sometimes you're afraid of a bigger angle and you try to get too close to the ball and you end up not getting around it. Yeah, you have to, play around the ball, stay away from them until you feel comfortable getting dead on these balls.
If you're afraid to go behind that one ball, which he was, then he should have come behind that big rack and found 98 balls to shoot, just to stick on and push to his hole. Behind that rack, there's 88 opportunities to just knock one to his pocket and freeze him on the whole back stack.
Again, Jet was fortunate there. Jeff Carter hit a cross corner and left the 9 back on Jet's side of the table. Now, the worst case scenario, I have 2 balls in a strong position. You possibly make this one and cut the 9 in also.
See how that ball made a nice turn into the rail, into the pocket? Looked like he hit it short, but the ball turned out hanging in the pocket. Now that's why Jet took this pocket on the break. Same reason. Now,
looks like you got to give him a ball here, but what are you protecting against? Are you protecting against the bank straight back in the 9, or has Jet got to kick the balls to his side of the table? It looks like hard to sell out if you kick at the rack here. What do you think, Freddy?
Oh, you got to kick at the rack.
Yeah, that's a nice pitch.
See, all the balls are looking real nice. No matter which ball you hit, you're going to be. But now you understand why I said it would have been good for Jet to go behind the rack on that one shot where he got
he
screwed
could
up
have
on
knocked
the
that
one.
ball in a strong
The
position
balls are all laying so good.
and froze them rather than leave them off the ball a few inches. Jeff can spin around here because he's not froze on a ball and possibly kick this ball off the rail or just slide up off the ball with control to the short rail. It's kicking jacked up.
Executed it well.
It's a tough shot that Jeff just made look pretty mundane.
May have another kick here. I don't know. It's hard to tell how that 5 ball looks. The 10-5 ball. Looks like the 5 ball maybe goes off the deuce. If that's the case, it might be worth it. I would never touch the deuce. Guys shoot this shot and do not shoot the deuce. The deuce is already where you want it. Why would you shoot it away? I've been trying to teach people this for 90 years.
Yeah, how much
It's already
closer
where
are
you
you
want
going to
it.
put it?
It's already where you want it. Why would you move it away? Now it's still, you got lucky, put it in a decent place, but it was in a better place where it was. If you want to just roll at the stack and take a scratch, okay? Kick at the stack and take a scratch.
Freddie, what do you think of nicknames? I was recently in Florida. And this one guy asked me to play, and I found out his nickname was Monster John.
Jonathan, he's one of my favorite players, Monster John. And I've watched him play around Derby City last few years. Of course, I guess he had a stroke or something. He got, I don't know how he's doing now. When did you play him? When did you see him?
I saw him about 6-8 months ago. I visited my friend James Oswald in Florida. He opened Diamond Billiards in Fort Myers. Beautiful pool room, a real player's pool room with all diamond tables if you're ever in the area. But I tend to stay away from guys that nickname Monster or Scorpion or King Kong. It's usually pretty good.
Well, you're right about Monster John because he is a real tough hombre. I mean, he plays hard. I watched him play. He's old school. Man, he is dying when he plays. Okay, he wants to eat your lungs, your liver.
It seemed I did watch him play. He played another player, and his cue ball was real good control. He never let the cue ball go like we've been seeing a little bit today.
I watched him torture our old pal Billy Incardona down at Derby City a couple years ago. They're playing for very big money, and John did a tremendous number on him. He is really tough to play with. Old style guy. No chances. Plays super hard every single shot, every single shot.
Jeff Carter made a shot. It looks like he's trying to cut a ball into his pocket. You know, he executed very well. He knew he was going into the 8-ball there. Had a chance to get safe, actually, if he missed his ball. A lot of time, those real thin cuts where you're going into your opponent's balls are real good to shoot at because sometimes you get safe if you do miss the ball, increasing your odds of a good shot.
Well, Jeff looks like he's headed for home here. 3-6. Looks like 6-3. I think he needs a hot 2.
Right there for him. Nice shot.
Playing for 1. So what do you shoot here, Tommy, for example? The 3?
I think you have to shoot the 3, but shooting the ball away from Jet's side is not a bad idea. But this is too close to the pocket to pass on.
I used to say piggy bank. Why ain't in the tournament? I said,
Oh, Freddy needed 2.
Jeff needed 2 balls, apparently. I don't think so, unless Jet got a ball that he didn't put up.
he missed that one. Jet's a shooting extremely well, but he ain't playing real good.
He's making some dumb mistakes, though.
Well,
careless. He's careless.
Won a little while ago, in the last game.
He's careless.
He never lost the last game.
Jeff hold the ball. He must have dropped one in a different pocket or something.
That ain't gonna help.
I don't understand that shot at all.
That ain't gonna help.
He's kind of hoping Jeff misses ball in hand here, which I think is highly unlikely. It looked like just a give up.
2-1. Who's 2? Jet had 2, and he's 2 and a lot of chances. It's now 2-2. Two to 2.
That one's this, he's looking there. 2-2. That are on the hill.
2
That's
apiece.
it, he lost.
No, he didn't. It's
Oh, no. All right.
2-2.
Jet had a lead. And Jeff Carter broke first in the match, which is an advantage in a race to 3. He gets the break in the Hill game.
2-2.
Momentarily breaking the action while waiting for Jeff to rack the balls.
30 years ago, I read it. 40 years ago, I read it. Yeah. Calling it. No kidding. Jeff. About 19 times, you know.
Okay, here we go. Just about to open the break, and then again, he's went to the same pocket he has the whole time, where Jet had switched pockets, and he saw that the other pocket, the ball rolled a little better into the pocket. Let's see if it works to Jet's advantage, having a little bit of a stronger pocket.
Yeah, see, Jet ain't healthy, man. So he ain't got that drive, energy. I think he's low energy. 'Cause, he's not doing, he's making terrible mistakes,
Jet trying to good move to push balls away from the pocket, but he left Jeff the shot. You don't want to hit that ball right next to the 6 ball. You want to come inside of it and avoid it. He did hit it.
All right, man, I'm on the.
Came out with a little bit of a roll there. He hit it thin enough to drop down on that ball on the rail. Looks like the 14 ball. My partner, Dan Villalobos, is texting me at this point. He doesn't know I'm on the live feed. I'm doing the World Series of Pool. We're starting to organize pool in Chicago with weekly tournaments and a monthly $1,000 added event. I'm trying to revive pool back in Chicagoland, which has been on a downswing lately. And I see the turn happening right now. There's a lot more players coming back to the pool rooms. So hopefully you'll get to check out WSOpool.com while Jet takes a little break in the action here. Oh, like I mentioned earlier, I just got back from the World Championship in New Jersey, in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and we've started a straight pool Hall of Fame, and they want to do each year. They want to do at least one living entry and one posthumous, somebody that's gone. And the first person elected was Jerome Keogh, who invented the game of straight pool over 100 years ago. Before that, they used to play rack to rack and not leave a break shot to continuously run the balls, and they would have tremendous safety battles, and the high run would be 15, because you can only run one rack at a time, and then you would try to break safe again, and it'd be a huge safety battle for each ball. So Jerome Keogh and Ray Martin were inducted this year. Ray's 76 years old, hasn't played in a world tournament in about 20 years, and he played round robin 8-player brackets, 7 matches, and I think he was like 6-1 his record in the matches, and he beat the defending champion in the preliminaries, Oliver Ortman, in a 100-point match where he really put on a clinic as far as how you play safety and straight pools. So if you can catch one of those matches, if you ever get to see some good straight pool, a master to watch is Ray Martin.
No. It's just 2-2. Well, Jet got a good break there, that 10 ball. It's in a good place for him. Remember I told you how strong it is when it's by the side? It's hard to work with. He's got a good soldier there. It's a soldier.
Yeah, again, you can't hit that ball thin and knock it away because you scratch. And you can't hit it full and go through it because you scratch. A lot of ways to scratch on this side pocket ball.
Well, that wasn't much. It's kind of a...
Now, Jeff thought he might leave him the 14, but it looks like he left him the closest ball to his pocket to knock away and possibly put in a strong position off the other ball.
See, all Jet wants to do is just keep protecting that 10 ball. Keep protecting that 10 ball, and he's in good shape.
And Freddy, something that I've recently accomplished, I got 6 pool rooms in Chicagoland, to run weekly 10-ball handicap tournaments. We're going to start right here at Red Shoes Wednesday nights.
10 ball.
And I like 10-ball because it's call shot, and it's much easier to handicap than 9-ball because the luck factor is taken out a little bit with that break being so strong in 9-ball. And 10-ball, with our rules, if you make the 10 on the break in the lower corner pockets near the rack, it spots back up. If you make it in the side pockets or the far corners, then it counts as a win. The only bad thing I've seen about 10-ball is that the 10-ball does go in fairly often in the lower pockets. So that rule allows equal play and more play from the players.
You don't want them to make a ball on a break? Is that what you're saying? You don't prefer that?
I don't want them to make the money ball on the break, win with just one stroke. When you're doing a handicap event, you want to make it as fair as possible. I like to handicap 8-ball. I think that's a great game to handicap with game counts. And 10-ball makes it a little easier because of the call shot aspect. It takes a lot of the luck out of the, rather than play 9-ball, which is, luck a ball in, and and you might make 3 balls on the break playing 9-ball and have an easy run out, where it seems like the run out's always difficult in 10-ball, even if you make a ball on the break or 2.
Well, Jet took a nice lead here. Remember that in that 10-ball I told you, he put that into good use. And got him some balls, was able to come down and open the stack and everything, get behind balls and get safe again.
And now he's got the 14 and near the same location.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's very strong. You try to put balls there. You try to put it there when you're shooting the ball to your side.
No.
I've got a move for that. I was going to patent, I haven't copyrighted it yet, for 10-ball, a rule addition to help with the break on 10-ball. Since it's so hard to make a ball on a break, I suggested that you put another ball on the table, the 11-ball. You put it in the back of the rack, you rack up 11 balls. Put it in the middle of the back of the rack up 11 balls, and you break the balls. As soon as you're done breaking, if the 11 ball is still on the table, you remove it and continue to shoot. Now, it's a lot easier to make a ball on a break with the 11 balls on the table than it is with the 10. But the 11 is like a neutral ball. If you make the 11 on the break, well, if you keep shooting, nothing happens. If you don't make a different ball on the break, the 11 ball gets removed before anybody gets to shoot.
Interesting. A lot of new innovations in pool lately that people are trying out, and I believe that's a good thing because anything that improves on your product and play and making players more equal from the wide open break in a short rack game, is a good thing. Too many times these short rack games, the break is everything. And you're not shooting the same table. If one guy's got a big break, an 8-ball, and he makes 3 balls and leaves all the balls in front of the corners, it's easy to run